Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Health Hack Thursday. I'm here with my co-host Megan Calido. We're here again to just say hello. And today we're actually going to discuss adrenal glands and why it's so crucial in our postpartum journey. Um, the adrenal glands regulates and helps with your energy, your stress response, even your hormonal balance. So, understanding this little tiny gland is so important in helping us regain that energy. I know that when I was going through my energy deficiency, I had no idea that it linked to my adrenal glands until I try to understand a little bit more about it. Obviously, all our hormones go out of whack when we are pregnant, and it tries to get back to normalcy as we have the baby. Excuse me. However, um, it is such a huge part of like having adrenal fatigue because when we are stressed, we have lack of sleep, and obviously the physical demands of motherhood, we tend to just have those cortisol levels go down and which is our stress hormones, and then the aldosterone, which just helps regulate salt and the water balance. Your adrenals are completely overwhelmed and fatigued. And so we experience persistent exhaustion, low energy, and difficulty recovering from stress. And so when we focus on balancing the adrenals, you're truly addressing the root cause of chronic stress and fatigue, which many moms probably experience throughout the postpartum period. And again, it really does help um, balancing the adrenal glands by just um, helping the estrogen and the progesterones get back to hormonal balance. Um, There are some things that you can do to help manage this. Obviously, mindfulness and meditation really helps with like the stress response and lowering your cortisol levels by improving your mental clarity. And then breathing techniques. There's a lot of deep belly breathing that you can do to reactivate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and lowering your cortisol levels. And you do this every single day. It truly does help quite a lot. Obviously, your quality of sleep, so resting when you can, as much as you can, and trying to have like 7 to 8 hours of sleep throughout the night is ideal. I know as a new mom having a brand new baby, that's very um, difficult at times because you have to wake up to feed the baby. And obviously, nutrition plays a huge part of adrenal function. So, having like whole foods and the adequate protein aminos that you actually need to help rebuild and recover from postpartum. And then, adaptogenic herbs and magnesium-rich foods are really important to have. Keeping yourself hydrated is also very important to help re-regulate that adrenal gland. And then exercise, gentle movements, and strength training. And then, of course, you need support from vitamin C, B vitamin, and omega-3 fatty acids. And licorice roots are really good for adrenal functions. It helps with the adrenal fatigue, and it helps the blood pressure to raise your blood pressure in some individuals. So you have to kind of be careful with that one. And then obviously avoid caffeine and sugar. It really does not help with your adrenals at all. And then, as much as you can, spending time outside and, just really breathing in that fresh air. So, and I don't know if Megan, if you have anything to add to that. I know that you're very knowledgeable about like what the adrenal glands truly does to our body and like how it affects us physically. It not only does it like affect our energy, but it can cause bloatiness, pain in our backs, pain in our, in our joints or wherever it may be that adrenals, when they're so fatigued and they're not working properly, what else does it do to our bodies and how it affects us?
I honestly didn't realize until learning regenerative health how important the adrenals are. They sit right on top of the kidneys. So the kidneys and the adrenals are best buds. If your adrenals are down, your kidneys pick up. If your kidneys are down, your adrenals pick up, like the extra slack. And your adrenals do regulate hormones. So most people that I work with, so I work with people that are dealing with like chronic illnesses that are trying to heal. And it's so important that we get out of that fight or flight response. Like we cannot heal when we are stuck in a constant state of fight or flight. We need to be able to rest, digest, and heal. Um, but the number one thing I think that works the best, aside from the adaptogenic herbs, we do those a couple times a day, at least twice a day, and breath work. That has to be the biggest key. And like when people ask, like, what do I do about my adrenal fatigue? And there's different stages of adrenal fatigue, like it got to the point for me, my adrenal fatigue, where I could drink 40 ounces of coffee and go take a nap, like still go nap. Like at that point, I was relying on coffee to give me that extra boost. And you do that for so long. And then finally, your adrenals are like, I'm waving the flag. I'm done. Like, I can't do anymore. Um, and you'll notice like midday between 2 and 5, where you're just wanting to go like lay down and take a nap. Mine was so bad. Could remember like I could just close my eyes at this light and like just get a couple like little seconds. So, during that time, it'd be super important to be doing breath work. And what I have clients do is habit stack it. So we go through what their day is like, and then what is something you're doing every day that we can attach this habit of breath work to. And I love box breathing. I think box breathing is probably one of the most effective breath works to do. Um, and it's so amazing. So I had one client, and she's so busy, such a busy mom. Like she is running all day for her children. And she's like, I'm in the car so much, I'm on the go so much. I don't know when I can sit down and take the time to do this. And I was like, how about every time you get in the car? Like you're in the car, you're sitting, you have to breathe, do the breath work. Like you're just doing it in your head counting and holding. And it really does help bring you right down. But within a week of doing that, most of my clients are like, holy, I did not realize. And then they realize that they're staying in this resistance phase more where they're not like automatically jumping at every single thing that is thrown at them. But that has to be the most important. I have a lot of people that are in adrenal fatigue that are huge on exercise, and that is something we need to be very cautious about when we're in adrenal fatigue. Like, we're going to want to be doing light exercises, yoga, walking, nothing hardcore where you're pushing your body and expecting your body to be able, you will, it's literally kicking yourself while you're down. So, the adaptogenic herbs and making sure you get a sleep. Sleep is hard. And I notice my clients when they're in adrenal fatigue will wake up like between 2 and 5 a.m., not be able to go back to sleep. Like they are wide awake, ready for the world. Um, so yeah, but there's mushrooms are adaptogenic, but herbals are probably my favorite to work with.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I totally resonate with all that. And, it's funny, like just breathing, as simple as breathing and hydrating your body with fluids is just the key components of rebalancing your hormones. And, adrenals are, we talk about like in postpartum, we talk about like estrogen, progesterone, constantly, but we never ever speak about adrenal. And it is the number one culprit to having exhaustion and part of your bloatiness, and probably why my bloat went away, because I literally targeted my adrenal glands right away when I realized that that's the problem. And like you said, these herbs truly, truly does. And when you first experience that, when you first experience that adrenal like balance back, you feel like you just, I don't know what it is, like you feel so alive. And I'm like, I'm on crack. Like, for. But I feel like, wow, you just feel like, wow, what is this feeling? And you're just ready to go. And your whole entire body is just like flooded with so much goodness. And it just feels so, so good. And you're like, oh, this is what it feels like to actually have like a balanced hormone. And it's not just, again, the estrogen and progesterones that you're losing out. Your entire hormones are going up and down throughout pregnancy, and the levels drop so drastically postpartum. Right when you have that baby, your hormones literally just drop right away. And so your body doesn't know what to do with it. And if you continue to not feed yourself properly, not hydrate yourself, not do the self-care that you truly need to support your entire body, like you're going to have those exhaustion, and you're going to have those physical ailments that you start to experience, like pain and bloatiness and just not feeling yourself. And irritability obviously comes along with that, and then overwhelm, and everything just becomes so much worse. And then, like you said, you end up being in that fight or flight way of thinking, and everything is just like so much and incredibly overwhelming. And so when you just focus on like target little things like the adrenal glands, and there's simple, simple little things that you can do to really balance that out, just like the breath work and hydration, and just really making sure that you eat the right type of food. And you will notice a big, big difference on just that alone. And so, we talk about this because it is so simple, but yet it's so effective that it's such a nice thing that you could just do at home. And one of the things that I was teaching with my clients is mindful hydration. When people say, "Oh, I don't have time," but when we're drinking coffee, and I remember like start when I would start my day when I would work in the hospital, and I would drink my coffee, and I see everybody doing it. So when we sit and we're like sip that first sip, and we're like, oh, and we're just like, oh, this feels so good. It's nice and warm, and it's tasty, and you just like have that like calmness to it. So one of the things I teach now is like, let's do that with water. Let's start doing those mindfulness with water. When you take a sip, take a moment to breathe and really take in on like being intentional and just saying, wow, this is such a great water, and just like speaking to yourself and taking that moment. And even those few little seconds that you do to really get back into, um, bring back your oh my God, what am I trying to say? Bring back yourself into like harmony, then it will help your adrenals get back to where it needs to be, and you won't have that like exhaustion by 2 o'clock. I mean, I remember I used to have exhaustion by 12, and I'm already irritable, and I'm like, I just want to lay down, but it's just 12 o'clock and I have a whole day to go to. And then by
What's
2,
interesting is once it progresses by 6 o'clock, you're like, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get things done. Like, spent all day wanting to sleep. And then it gets to that
yeah.
time where you're like, okay, can relax and go to bed. And you're like, second wind, I'm up.
Yeah,
Like,
it is. It was a huge vicious cycle, because by 2 o'clock I'm like, I just want to sit down and do nothing. And I'm not motivated. I just want to sit, and I have kids, so like they want to play. And it was just like difficult. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? I'm not, I'm not that old. I shouldn't feel this way. And then, like you said, when it's time to lay my head down, I'm up till like 4 in the morning. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Everything is so backwards. So then I'm exhausted by the time I wake up, and it just like this vicious cycle of ongoing exhaustion and just not feeling yourself, and understanding like nutrition and how much it plays a key role to your overall health, obviously, but then targeting those little things like the adrenal glands. I mean, we don't talk about it enough. Nobody talks about adrenal glands. Really, nobody does. Now I am, because I want people to be a little bit more aware. And you don't have to take medication. You don't have to do anything but simple little like things that, drinking hydration and breathing and just taking those moments to yourself to just take a deep breath, put all the oxygen back into your body, and just feel so relaxed, and you'll see the difference in how you see the day and how you go throughout the day. So that's our health hack for today. I don't know if you want to add any more to that. I appreciate you sharing all your knowledge. Yeah, it's really nice, and it's so nice to have Megan here because she is a regenerative health practitioner. She's a holistic health advocate. She's also an herbalist, aromatherapist. I mean, she can do it all. And, so it's if you guys have any questions at all for next week's health hack, please let us know so we know what to talk about. But I really wanted to kind of put an awareness about adrenals and how important it is. And it's not just for postpartum, obviously, it's for anybody who has that feel of exhaustion by midday. Most of us start feeling like by 2 o'clock, you can see, like, you can notice how your energy just depleted out of you, and you just want to take that quick nap. And when I would used to work constantly, like I would take that quick 5-10 minute nap, and I would go run to my car and like have my alarm on and take that quick nap because, again, that helps re-regulate you back to where you need to be, and why those like power naps give you that power to just get back is then you get your second win. But, breathing and hydration truly does help as well. And that is our health hack for today. I hope that everybody has a great day. And remember to always be kind to yourself, and we'll talk to you soon.